somebody has committed a murder-suicide. You may think it's love, but really it is a whole bunch of crazy. If somebody decides they don't want to be in a relationship with you, you don't get to force them to be in a relationship.
Enjoy the video, hit the like button.
You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes.
All right. So Mr. Baker, you can put your hand down, sir. You're before the court on 3 cases. The first is 2022 CR 07340 for criminal trespass with damage. This is Dante Fernando Baker. Mr. Lynch is representing you. Mr. Lynch, what does your client plead to the offense on that case?
Guilty.
All right. Mr. Baker, you're also before the court on 2025 CR 03995 for stalking, count 1, criminal trespass, count 2, harassing phone calls, count 3, and public drunk, count 4. Mr. Lynch, what does your client plead to the offense on that case?
Judge, he's going to plead guilty to count 2. He's going to also plead guilty to count 3. Counts 1 and 4 would be null pros pursuant to the agreement, as I understand it.
All right. And 2025 CR 04002, battery count 1 and simple battery count 2. What does your client plead to those offenses?
Judge, my understanding is that entire case is going to be null pros pursuant to the plea agreement.
All right. Is that the state's understanding, Ms. Adams?
Your Honor.
All right. All right. So, Mr. Baker, by entering a plea of guilty onto the only count on the first case, by entering a plea of guilty to counts 2 and 3 on the second case, the third case, case 2025 CR 04002, will be null pros in its entirety. By entering those pleas of guilty, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Factual basis recommendation, please.
Yes, Your Honor. As to the case 2022 CR 07340, on March 7th, 2022, officers responded to Clayton County in reference to a disturbance. Upon arrival, they made contact with the victim, Ashley Lane, Lane, who advised that the defendant came to that location to talk about their relationship. The victim advised that she did not open the front door due to him being aggressive, and that the defendant ripped the Ring doorbell camera off the front door and came to her bedroom with it. The victim advised that the defendant was screaming at her to let him inside of the residence, and that eventually he threw the Ring doorbell camera at her bedroom window, causing the window to crack. Should I give you the recommendation for this case now, since it's a
Yes, ma'am.
okay. As to count 1, the state is recommending 12 months to serve 5 days. Credit for the time that's been served. The balance is suspended. The defendant is to have no contact with the victim, Ashley Lane.
All right. Next case.
As to the case 2025 CR 03995, on August 5th, 2024, officers responded to 615 River Mist Drive, Jonesboro, Georgia, in Clayton County, in reference to a disturbance. Upon arrival, officers made contact with the victim's brother, who advised that that the defendant had entered their home while uninvited, searching for his ex-girlfriend, which is the victim. The brother or the witness explained that he was inside of their home and that he had persuaded the defendant to exit the house. And when he did, he was able to close and lock the door behind him. When officers then contacted the victim to get an understanding of the situation, the victim advised that she had recently ended her relationship with the defendant, and that she had blocked his number. He continued to persistently call her from no caller ID and once from an Ohio number. Total, she received 34 calls from the no caller ID and from the Ohio number. And one voicemail that stated, "I'll see you later. Don't worry, I'll see you later." As to count 2, the state is recommending 12 months to serve 5 days. Credit for the time served. The balance will suspend as long as the defendant has or stays away and has no contact with the victim, Ashley Lane. That's to run concurrent with count 3, 12 months to serve 5 days. Credit for the time served. Have no contact with Ashley Lane. And the case ending in 07340.
All
And
right.
the remaining counsel be notarized.
Mr. Baker, let me just tell you, my heart is racing here about these cases because what scares me is this is the precursor to when you hear on the news somebody has committed a murder-suicide. You may think it's love, but really it is a whole bunch of crazy. If somebody decides they don't want to be in a relationship with you, you don't get to force them to be in a relationship with you. It's not cute. It's not romantic. It's not passionate. It's crazy. Anytime I hear facts like this, I become very afraid. And my first thought is hoping that the person who is the object of your attention or affection makes whatever efforts they need to do to protect themselves. And I mean, whatever efforts they need to do, all efforts, because you can't force a relationship on somebody. And if they've decided that they don't want to be in a relationship with you, you don't get to decide that they have to be in a relationship with you until you're ready to walk away. That's crazy. It's not love. It's not passion. It ain't cute. None of it. That is the stuff that we warn women about. Like, those are all the red flags. All these cases are the red flags to me. And so the fact that the battery case is not going forward, I don't even want to hear because I'm on the verge right now of rejecting this plea, because I don't even want to hear what the battery case is about, because I know it involves the same person. And so what I would say to you, Mr. Baker, is you need to get some counseling. Because if you are in a relationship and you don't know how to let go of a relationship, then you need some serious counseling. Because like I said, that's crazy. That's the stuff that murder-suicides are made of. And I don't care. Don't speak, because your attorney is right. And there's not a whole lot you can say to me based on what I'm hearing. There's not a lot you can say to me to convince me that I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. Because what you don't understand is you have to respect people's autonomy. And if somebody says, I don't want to be in a relationship with you, they have the right to do that. They have the right to walk away. And just like all of us who've been in a relationship with somebody and the relationship has ended, we all have to deal with that hurt and that pain and then move on to the next thing. You're not in a relationship with the first person you fell in love with in high school or middle school. So you understand intellectually that relationships end, but you cannot be a viable candidate for a relationship if you don't understand that people have the right to make choices. And those choices mean you don't come to their house. If they say they don't want to talk to you, you don't call them 34 times. You don't stalk them. You don't, try and convince their brother to let you in the house. That is the kind of stuff where we hear on the news that somebody has done something crazy.
Jay, where you at? You riding with me?
So not sure who is still not.
Tierra, you need to be on mute. You're unmuted.
And please, ladies and gentlemen, don't come on this screen unless you put your first and last names on the screen. I can't help you if I just see a first name. Okay, so back to Mr. Baker. Mr. Baker, I so sincerely am afraid. Because this is the kind of case that will haunt me for a minute, because I really don't feel like you get it. And I feel like whoever the next romantic partner is that you get involved with, it's going to be the same situation. I feel like there should be some counseling as part of this deal. Mr. Lynch?
Judge,
Also, let me just point out too, before Mr. Lynch speaks, you actually on the second case should have been charged with aggravated stalking, which is a felony, punishable by up to 10 years in prison, because you already had a bond condition to keep you away from Miss Lane on the first case. So by violating that bond condition, you actually should have been charged with the felony. And I have to keep reminding Chief Roberts and all of the police officers and the sheriff's officers that that's the appropriate charge for somebody who violates a bond condition, especially if the next case is a case involving violence, harassment, or intimidation. So you got the benefit of somebody not understanding their role as a police officer, but you should have been charged with a felony, and this case should have gone upstairs to be prosecuted in Superior Court. So you got a benefit that you shouldn't have got. Go ahead, Mr. Lynch.
well, Judge, I did stress, and I do believe that Mr. Baker understands the no contact provision. And my understanding is he does not have contact with this person anymore. But Judge, we are going to ask the court to accept the state's recommendation. I'm not sure if you are saying that you want it to be conditions to be added to. If you want an additional condition, I will certainly discuss that with Mr. Baker and Miss Adams. Is that what I'm hearing from the court? I just want to make sure I'm hearing you.
Mr. Baker, listen to me. Don't make me regret not stopping this whole thing and sending it upstairs, because I can ask for it to be transferred.
I won't, ma'am.
Don't make me regret not transferring this as a felony to Superior Court.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Understand completely that even though it is a suspended sentence, if you have contact with Miss Lane, if you have any contact with Miss Lane, if you have any contact with Miss Lane, even through a third party, even through social media, even through a spoofed number, any contact with Miss Lane, then you will be subject to being rearrested and spending the remainder of your sentence in jail. You could also be charged with additional misdemeanors, or particularly the felony of aggravated stalking, which is punishable by up to 10 years in prison, a $10,000 fine, or both, or all three of those things could happen. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. And the Clayton County Jail is not where you want to be right now. Jail is not where you want to be anyway, but it is particularly bad, sir. And I would have no problems putting you in there for the entirety of the remainder of your sentence if I find out that you have any contact with Miss Lane. If Miss Lane contacts you, you better run like there's fire on you. If she contacts you, you keep a record of it, you share that with your attorney, but you do not respond. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right. So as to case 2022 CR 07340, I'm going to accept your plea to criminal trespass with damage to property. It's 12 months to serve 5 days, credit for time served. Balance will be suspended as long as you have no contact with Ashley Lane. This will run concurrent with the case 2025 CR 03995 on the second count, criminal trespass, 12 months, 5 days, credit for time served. Balance will be suspended as long as you have no contact with Ashley Lane. For case 3, harassing phone calls, 12 months to serve, 5 days, credit for time served, balance suspended as long as you have no contact with Ashley Lane. Counts 1 and count 4 will be no pros. Do you understand, Mr. Baker?
Yes.
All right. Like I said, please don't make me regret it. Mr. Lynch?
Nothing further, Judge.
All right.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I have an announcement. When the